Today we have a topic of groundwater. So groundwater, which is very important and essential in our life. Okay, that groundwater where we have in the underground means we have a layer of water. We have a layer of water in the underground among the rocks. That layer of water is known as a aquifer. That layer of water is known as aquifer. Aquifer is a layer of water among the rocks in the underground. And rocks contain water if they have cracks and pores. Pervious rocks having cracks and pores, they contain water. But other rocks like granite, Kadapa limestone, which are very hard, they do not have pores. So they do not contain water. Most of Telangana having impervious rocks like granite, Kadapa limestone, where water percolation and storage is not possible. The level of water in the underground is known as water table. It goes up in rainy season, the level of water in underground, because percolation is more during the rainy season into underground. That's why it goes up, the level of water table will increase. And in summer it goes very deeper, means water level will decrease, water table will decrease in summer. Our ancestors constructed number of structures to recharge the groundwater, for example tanks, and they increased forest cover, afforestation. By the afforestation, percolation tanks and different methods, they recharge the groundwater that we are utilizing now. But our generation is using the groundwater excessively but not recharging. Recharging groundwater is possible with some methods, and the first one is increasing the vegetation. Vegetation meaning plants, trees, grass that we have to increase in our surroundings. With that, the water which is flowing in a speedy manner, that will be stopped by the forest or trees. So when after slow down, it slowly percolates into underground. Bunds we have to construct, small bunds, so we can store here only in our area. With that, more possibility of percolation is possible. So bunds we have to construct. Next, grass we have to grow on the slope of hills. From the top of the hill, water comes in a speed manner after rainfall. So we can slow down that speed of water. With that, more percolation is possible. Small check dams, when small streams are flowing, it is stopped by check dams, not a large one, small check dams. Then water is stored, formed as a lake, then slowly percolates into underground. Contour trenches are the structures we built surrounding the hills. So in our villages near the hills, from the top water comes to the bottom due to slopes. At the time, if you dig the bottom into deep depth as a contour, okay, then water slowly joins into that contour and slowly percolates into underground. It may not move to other places. So contour trenches are helping to percolate the groundwater. Generally tanks, we all know that we are storing water, rainwater particularly, into the tanks. Then slowly water daily percolates into underground, and surrounding wells, water level will increase by that. Loose boulders we have to construct. Such type of loose boulders, when after rain, it will be filled with water, slowly percolates into underground. So loose boulders also helping us to increase the groundwater. So these are the different methods to recharge the groundwater. Vegetation helps to stop the flow of water. The speed will be controlled, slow downs, and slowly percolates into underground. And vegetation helps to get more rainfall, possibility of more recharging groundwater. Next, bunds will stop the streams and water will be stored into underground. Grasses on the slope of hills, which slow down the speed of water, slowly percolates into underground. Check dams will stop the flow of water, which possibility of more groundwater. Next, contour trenches surrounding the hills we have to dig at the bottom of the hill. With that, water storage after rainfall is possible, then slowly percolates into underground. Next, percolation tanks. Tanks are helping to store more water, and that water goes slowly into underground. Next, loose boulders also helping us to increase the groundwater. So these all methods what we discussed, these structures made by the government as one program, that is known as a watershed management program. So watershed management program is nothing but better to harvest the rainwater, to save the rainwater. Different structures we have to construct in our villages and in our surroundings that are nothing but bunds, check dams, contour trenches, tanks, loose boulders. By this watershed management program, we can save the water of rainwater. We can recharge it easily into the underground. Next, quality of groundwater. Next topic in this lesson. Quality, sometimes groundwater comes in a sweet manner, sometimes salty, sometimes iron and iron. What are the reasons behind it? Generally, water in underground mixes with minerals. So minerals, such kind of sodium, chloride, fluoride, iron, nitrate. These are the examples of some minerals which are mixing with the underground water. Excessive quantity of minerals are mixed with the groundwater. Then when we drink that water, it is not safe for our health. We may get some diseases. For best example, in Nalgonda, southern district of Telangana, Nalgonda, we call as Palamur also, Nalgonda, that groundwater is contaminated with the fluoride. Means the people some years onwards, they are drinking the fluoride contaminated groundwater. Due to that, they get the diseases. Such kind of, particularly their bones are affected, teeth are affected. Okay, like this, when excessive minerals are mixed into the groundwater, it is not safe for drinking. We have to remove them. That is known as a purification. We are also doing pollution to the groundwater. How means we are excessively using the fertilizers, particularly chemical fertilizers and pesticides, what we are using in agriculture. Some of that chemical fertilizers and pesticides goes into underground with that percolation of water. So we have to minimize the excessive use of chemical fertilizers and pesticides. With that, we can save the groundwater quality. Next, overall, by learning this, pervious rocks, impervious rocks, recharging groundwater and quality of groundwater, we learned that water, particularly groundwater, is essential, and we have to save it, we have to protect it for our future generation. We have to treat it as a common resource. Common resource means how we are using roads, street lights, forests, everything as a common way. In the same way, groundwater has to be treated. So nobody is a owner to this groundwater. We should not use in an excessive manner. That will affect other people in the society. And we have to recharge it. And we have to recharge it for our future generation, because we received from our ancestors. And we have to forward it to our future generations also. When it is possible, when we recharge by different methods, what we discussed here. So save water, conserve water for our future.